We have some news just coming in. Let's go straight to that. Now, Adani Enterprises has recovered from 35% fall. The enterprise has touched a low of 1,017 in trade today. Majority of Adani stocks on lower circuit. Adani investors poorer by 1 lakh crore today. Adani Group market cap down $120 billion in just 7 days. Paulmi Saha has more details on that story. This free fall is what needs to be stopped essentially, and that's the worry for all of the investors. And this is playing out in a way predictable in Parliament. Paulmi, like we've been seeing, the House has been stalled, and this demand of a JPC is going to continue in spite of the government via the Economic Secretary, saying that this is something that the regulators will look at and how it's going to play out in the market.
That's right. This is something extremely worrying for the market in the way, of course, the shares have taken a hit. The Adani Group shares have taken a hit after the Hindenburg research report has been out. We do know, as we mentioned, the Economic Affairs Secretary Ajay Seth, when responding to questions about it, said that, it is, of course, for the regulator to look into it. The regulator is, of course, will be checking as to whether a certain company is, of course, following the rule book or not, so to say. But it is not necessary for the regulator to jump into it, depending on certain reports, so to say. So it is again something that he has hinted at the regulator will be doing if at all it finds it necessary. And already we do know that at least 3 companies have been, of course, earmarked in terms of the regulator looking at them at the moment, which includes Adani Enterprises, Adani Ports, as well as Ambuja Cements. So clearly, there is some amount of surveillance which is currently underway, because this is causing a lot of, in terms of investor confidence, it is causing a lot of worry to everyone who's got their money in their markets, who invest in the stock markets. And of course, with the opposition parties raising that people and their hard-earned money are in companies like LIC, like SBI, the bank as
just
well.
Going to come back to you for more on that in a few moments from now. My colleague Ashish is also joining us from Business Today TV. Ashish, please give us a sense of how the government is looking at this entire situation. It does appear, from what the Economic Secretary has said, that this is something for the regulators to look into, and the kind of impact it's really going to have on the market is not something that we're really worried about in terms of India's credibility also right now at this point in time, isn't it?
Well, if you see, the markets are up around 250 points, but it doesn't look like people are really bothered about whether Sensex and Nifty is, because all the eyes are on Adani Group and all the Adani Group stocks. So if you see, even in today's market, Adani Enterprises was down more than 30%. Adani Ports, Power, Transmission, Green, Total, every Adani Group stock is down in the red. The exchanges also have put in additional surveillance measures trying to stem the fall, but it doesn't look like it's effective in any manner. While yesterday many thought that
on everyone's mind. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I just want to understand from you. Everybody is asking, when is this free fall going to really stop? In the sense that why is this battering of Adani stocks just so prolonged? This is my question.
Well, it's difficult to say till when this fall will continue, because one thing is very clear, that the group or the stocks are not clearly out of the woods as of now. If you look at any kind of news flow related to Adani, it's negative, and that's only going to add to the selling pressure, whether it is Hindenburg report, whether it is SEBI, RBI, LIC, you had CS, Credit Suisse, and then Citigroup also saying that they are not going to take Adani Group bonds as collateral. We had the S&P Dow Jones saying that they'll remove Adani Enterprises from sustainability index. Now that's also a big development, because a lot of these ESG funds base their investment decisions based on stocks which are part of these indices. So if a stock goes out of a sustainability index, a lot of ESG funds that are benchmarked to these kind of index will want to move their funds out of these companies. So from an investor point of view, it's clearly a wait and watch approach or a stage as of now, because as I said, the news flow is still remains a lot negative, and we don't think that this is going to end soon. So it's better to wait and watch. The regulators are also involved. People have been questioning the debt levels of the company, though if you speak to a lot of market participants, they say that the company has a lot of assets to back those kind of dead. But as I said, that the consensus view is that the stock is or the group is still not out of the woods, and investors have to wait and watch and take a very cautious approach as of now.